Hi, this is Cassandra. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. I've been making these hats. They're called the All Points Beanie hats. I've been making these hats for a little over a month now. And I had posted this one and this one in my community page. And what I was doing was, on the community board, what I was doing was trying to get a poll going that would say which one I should make. But I can use any color to make those. So today I'm just going to show how to make it. And hopefully you guys will make it too and enjoy making it. Forgive the sirens. Once again, I'm on a very busy street and these walls are very thin. You can hear everything. So anyway, let's go. Okay. Excuse the crunching. You need a I9 5.5 millimeter hook and any 4 worsted weight yarn. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. And a lot of patience, because this hat is time consuming. And you can't move too fast when making it. You have to take it slow. So here we go. Yarn over. Chain 5. Tighten up the first one. So you end up with 4. Slip stitch into the first chain after the knot. Slip stitch. And then you chain 1, 2. Okay. You make 6 3 double crochet clusters in your ring. When I was teaching the Sunburst Granny Square, I taught how to make clusters, but I will show you again just to make sure that you get it. Insert your hook into the loop after you yarn over. Pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, leaving you with 2 loops. Do not work those loops yet. Yarn over, insert back into the ring, yarn over and pull up another loop. 4 loops on the hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Do not work those, just hold on to them. Yarn, well, actually you can work those because this is the 3rd double crochet. You're going to use the 2 chain as a double crochet. So, I'm sorry, the chain 2. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over again, pull through, chain 1. Then you make another cluster. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. Pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert, back into the ring, yarn over and pull up a loop. 4 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those 4 loops, leaving you with 3. Leaving you with 3. Yarn over, insert again, yarn over and pull up a loop. 5 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those 5 loops, leaving you with 4. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, leaving you with 1. Yarn over and pull through that loop to make a chain 1. Pull these back a little bit on your ring so you make room for the other 4 3 double crochet clusters that you're going to make. So yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 4 loops on your hook left, yarn over and pull through all 4, chain 1. And then you do this until you get 6. So far I have 3. We're going to do it 3 more times to make 6. And I'll get back with you at the end of the round. Okay. So you've made your 6 and slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 for this round. Slip stitch. Chain, no, don't chain. Slip stitch over into the chain 1 space. And then chain 2. And now, in this chain 1 space here, you're going to make 2 clusters. So, let's do that. It was so quiet, then all of a sudden I turned this camera on. It started getting noisy. All the noisy trucks want to go by and the sirens and everything. Yeah. But that's okay. We're going to get through with learning how to start this head off. Okay, so you skip this cluster. And then in this chain 1 space, you make 2 more clusters. So just to shorten it, you make 2 clusters in every chain 1 space around. There will be 6 sets of clusters on this round. Okay, so you get these 2 and these 2, and you're going to do 1 set of clusters in every one around. So you're going to have 2 clusters in every chain 1 space. So a skip a cluster, and then the chain 1 space, 2 clusters all the way around. And I'll see you on the other side. So now we are at the end of our row, and we slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. And then slip stitch over to the chain 1. Wait a minute. Let me say this. I change color every 2 rows. If you are not changing color, then you can slip stitch over into this chain 1 and you can do the next set of steps. If you are changing color, then single crochet, not single crochet, chain 1 here, and then get your snippers and cut and grab your second color and change color. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we've got our second color. Pull that tail down, find the point between the beads that are together in 1 stitch. Of the clusters that are together in 1 stitch, and then insert your hook between them in that chain 1 space. Get your second yarn, slap it over your hook, pull through up to make a loop. Make sure that your end piece, get out the way. Make sure that your end piece is long enough so when you, because I always do this. But you can make the slip knot and all of that. I just like to do it this way. It feels more full to me. But yarn over and pull through to make your chain 2. Then you yarn over and you complete a cluster, chain 1 cluster in this space. Now I just kind of grabbed a random color, but you can use any colors you like in your hat. And just to let you know, this hat is fitted to your head. It is very snug. So if you don't want it snug, you might want to do an extra cluster down here. So instead of doing 6, you'll do 7 to make it a little wider, or even 8. But I chose 6 because my head is small, and I usually, that's like the normal size for people I deal with. But if they want it a little wider, it's too tight for them, then I have to make them one with either the 7th cluster or the 8th cluster. Okay, so you made it to 2 clusters, right? Wait a minute. Okay. I apologize. Okay, so we've made it to our 2 clusters in 1 stitch. Okay, so now you skip this cluster, and in this chain 1 space here, this is where it starts getting interesting. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops. You're going to make another cluster, but this cluster is called a granny spike cluster. So you yarn over and you find the cluster that's 2 rows below, and you notice it has 3 double crochets in it. Between the first double crochet and the second double crochet, insert your hook. That's why I said you have to take your time, because this is time consuming. You can't rush through this, because if you rush, you're liable to snag your yarn or snag a stitch, and it'll mess up your whole pattern. So please be careful. Bring up a loop, nice and tall loop. See, like that. And you yarn over. You got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. This will leave you with 3. Then you take your finger, your middle finger and your thumb, and you find the space that you started in on the first row below. Yarn over, insert your hook into that space. Make sure you are not going through this stitch here. Don't go through that. And please be sure to carry your ends over. Yarn over and pull back through. Pull up a loop. You got 5 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, leaving you with 4. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, leaving you with 1. Yarn over, pull through that 1 to make a chain 1 and to hold all your cluster together. And you skip this cluster, and in this chain 1 space, you make the 2 clusters like you started with. 2 clusters in the same stitch. This is an increase row. You have to increase. 1, 2, 3. You have to increase to make sure that your hat is round. The crown is round on your head the way it's supposed to be. Yarn yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, same space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, same space, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Okay, so now you've done those 2, 1, 2. All right, you skip this cluster, and in this chain 1 space, we're going to do another one of these, the granny spike. So yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, 2 loops on your hook left, hold on to those, yarn over, find the cluster beneath the space, that's this one right here, and you'll notice it's 1, 2, 3 double crochets in that cluster. Find the space between the first and the second and insert, bring up your hook with that loop on there, nice and long, and then you yarn over and you pull through 2, and then you yarn over again and find the space with your finger that you were first working in on the first row. Yarn over, insert into that space, making sure not to get your stitch that's prior to it. And then yarn over and pull up loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops that's on the hook. Then you got 4 loops left. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Yarn over again and chain 1. See? Now, your points are starting. Now you're going to do that, you're going to do that all the way around. It's going to be 2 clusters, 1 granny spike cluster, 2 clusters, 1 granny spike cluster, 2 clusters, 1 granny spike cluster, all the way around until you get back to the beginning. I'm going to let you fly with this one. I believe you can do it. It's simple. Just remember to go through the first and the second double crochet in the cluster 2 rows below to make your point. And I'll see you on the rebound. Okay, so we're back, and this is what you should be looking like. You should have 6 granny spikes, and you should have 6 sets of clusters. Now, you connect to the top of the cluster. Now, the top of the cluster is a little bitty hole, what we call the eye. So you insert your hook into that eye. I hope you didn't do your stitches too tight. There you go. Okay, pull through. Nope, I didn't get it all. It's got to be under both loops. Come on, work with me, y'all. All right, there you go. Pull it through. And then slip stitch through the loop that's on the hook. And then slip stitch over into the chain 1 that's right there. And then you chain 2, 1, 2. And then you make 2 cluster stitches in this chain 1 space like you've been doing all the way down. See, 2 clusters. So there you go. Make those. Pull through those 3, chain 1, and you got an extra loop on your hook now, because you're connecting these together. 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 1. There you go. Okay, now, just like any other granny square or granny hexagon or granny octagon or granny whatever, when you skip a cluster, you have a space above it. Now we skipped the cluster down here and we ended up with 1 space. That's how we ended up with this granny spike stitch here. But This time we got 2. So we're going to go ahead on and put a granny spike cluster right here. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, dip down into the row below, in between the first and the second double crochet of the cluster, yarn over and pull up a loop, make it nice and long, matching with the other loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, leaving you with 3, yarn over, find your space just like you did before, go into that space, make sure you're not going through the stitch on the side there, yarn over and pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those 5 loops, leaving you with 4, then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, leaving you with 1, and then chain 1. You skip this spike, and you make another spike over here. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, dip down into the space between the first and the second double crochet of the cluster 2 rows below. You got this. Take your time. Yarn over and pull up a loop, nice long loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, find your space here. Yarn over, insert into that space. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. Then you got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4. Chain 1. Then you skip this cluster and you make 2 clusters in this chain 1 space. These are 3 double crochet clusters, not 4 double crochet clusters. So make sure it's 3. 1, 2, and 3. Pull through all 4. Chain 1. Then just like over here, you got to make 2 clusters. So that's 1 spike cluster here and 1 spike cluster here, just like here. You see where we're going? And when you turn it upside down, have I made my point? Anyway, moving on. I'm going to see you when we get around here. Okay, so we're back. And this is what you should be looking like. You should have 6 sets of granny spikes squares. And you should have, I want to say 6 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 6 sets of granny clusters. Regular clusters. So then you into the top, the eye of the first cluster, slip stitch through, like so. And then slip stitch over into the chain 1. So where we at? Okay. I will change color again. So I'm going to take that last slip stitch out because I don't need it. So there we go. Chain 1. Get your snippers and clip. My snippers is right there. Okay. Clip. Pull up a loop. I'm going back to the main color. I'm using a, what is this? It's the Big Twist Burgundy and Impeccable Gold for this one. You can use 2 colors, you can use 4 colors, you can use 5 colors if you want to. Just don't use too many colors because it's only 16, 17, 18 rows to this hat. And we don't want you to go over because it'll be too long. And the hat is supposed to be fitted to your head, like what we call a beanie or a skull cap or a scully, like we say in Chicago. So, in between your 2 cluster set, you make into your hook in there, put your yarn over, make sure your tail is long enough to cover, yarn over and pull through. Wrap both ends around, pull through. Or you can make your slip knot and do your chain that way. Chain 2. Okay. But I do it this way because that's what's more comfortable for me. Alright, so then you start on the cluster. But this one's going to be a granny spike cluster because you're through with your increases. The 4th row was the last row for increases. If you want your head a little wider than that, then you can do 5 rows of increases. But the next row will be like this one here. After the 5th increase, if you're making a wider head. So let's go. Where I'm at 1, 2, yarn over. Wait a minute. Use a lie. You is not going to get me on camera and embarrass me today. All right. So, yarn over. And instead of going in this space, you go under to the space below. So, there you go. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Under that space right there. That's going to help you get your point. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over. And in the space provided, just like the last one, you put your hook in there. Make sure you're covering your edges, your ends. So yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. You got 3 loops on your hook for this one. Yarn over and pull through all 3 and chain 1. Then you go to the next. You see this cluster here? You skip this cluster and you go into this chain 1 space and you make another granny spike cluster. But this one should be normal. Yarn over, dip down into the between the 1st and 2nd, double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop. Nice long loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops that's on your hook. Yarn over, find your space. Don't forget to cover your ends because those need to be covered. Now you can leave them flailing, your ends flailing, and just take your yarn hook and sew them in later if you like. I always carry mine across, and if I leave any out, I'll sew them in. So you yarn over and you pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Skip the following cluster, and in the chain 1 space, another granny spike. As a matter of fact, you're going to make granny spikes in every chain 1 space around. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Be careful. All right. Pull through 2. Yarn over. Insert into this space here. I'm carrying mine over. But yarn over. Pull through 2 loops there. You got 4. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Chain 1. Skip this cluster, and in the next chain 1 space, another granny spike. And you do that all the way around. Remember, when you get to the increase, there's no more increase. So you granny spike in this one by going to the space below to pull up your 2nd double crochet to make your spike. And I'll see you around here. Okay, so we're back. In the top of the first cluster, in that eye of the cluster, you make a slip stitch. And this is what you should be looking like. You should have all these points pointed toward that flower that's in the middle. Okay? Yeah. You should have all these points pointing at that flower that's in the middle. Now, the same thing you did on this row, where you made a granny spike cluster in each chain 1 space. You're going to do that again all the way around. And then you're going to change color if you're changing color. If not, you keep your same color. Just slip stitch over into the next chain 1 space, which is right here. after the connect, and then you just continue your stitching all the way around. Now you're going to do these spikes every row, either with the color change or without the color change, for, what I do with my head? Okay. For, let's see, we're here, right? 4, 5, 6. Okay. For 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. Okay, for 13 rows. Once you get to the 13th row, once you get to the 13th row, you go back to the main color, the color that you started with, and then you do single crochet spikes all the way around instead of double crochet spikes. I'm going to show you how to do that, but let me do another row of this, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to show you how to end it. I don't want to hit the wrong button. Okay, we changed color, and we're going to change color again. So let me snip. I'm going to change color, and then I'm going to do one round of the granny spikes. I know it's not the end of the hat, but I'm going to show you how to end it because I don't want this video to be too long. But as I was trying to tell you, once you have done all your rows, your hat is going to look like that. And then when you get down here to the bottom row, you're going to end it like you would a regular granny stitch to close in the holes with the single crochets. And once you do that, then you can single crochet around the base if you like, one more good time just to end it. And I'm going to do a row with you, but I want to change this color first. Where is that thing at? Change this color first, and then I'm going to show you how to end it. Okay, so to change color, once again, enter into the space provided. Just chain one space, and then put your color over the hook, pull through, wrap it around, chain two. Alright, and then make your spike like you did before. This is a little bit harder to see because I accidentally pushed the phone up. Excuse the crunching. Alright, so we're here. Pull up your loop nice and tall. Yarn over and pull through two. Then go into your space on the side there. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through two. Yarn over and pull through all three. Then chain one. And then you're going to do your spikes all the way around, just like you did in the last rows. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to end it. This is not going to be a completed hat. I'm just showing you how to end it so that you will know how to end it, and you can weave your ends in how you like. And that'll be the end of my tutorial. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. Now, this is not the main color. The main color is the wine color that I started with. But I just wanted to use the light color to show you how to make how to flatten the row so you can end it. So what you do, chain one and put a single crochet in that same space that you just chained one in. Single crochet right there. Okay, like that. Then you dip down into between the first and the second double crochet of the cluster in the row below. Pull up your loop, yarn over and pull through both loops to make it a single crochet instead of a double. Then into the eye of the next cluster, make a single crochet. Dip down into the cluster 2 rows below, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 of those. This is going to close up your spaces, see? And you do this all the way around. A single crochet in the outer cluster, single crochet into between the first and the second double crochet in the cluster 2 rows below, make a single crochet here, and then in this cluster single crochet, and you're just going to do that all the way around until you get to the end. And then when you get to the end, you close off like you normally would, slip stitch into the chain 1, and then you make single crochets in every stitch around till you get back to the end, and then you clip it, and then you just, weave your ends in. Now, I did mine like this, but you're welcome to weave your ends in with the needle, if you want. And then fit it onto your head. But you might want to try it on before you do your edging, because you don't want your hat to be too long and you don't want it to be too short. So try your hat on first before you do your edging. And that's the end of the video. I'm sorry this one was a little short. I just really wanted to come on here and show how to do these hats, because when I created the hat and I put it on, I went outside and somebody was like, "Ooh, somebody gonna want an APB, put an APB out on that hat." And I was like, "A what?" He was like, "APB out on that hat." And I was like, "A APB out? APB." And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, All Points Beanie. Yeah, that's a good name for it." All Points Bulletin, All Points Beanie, So, yeah. And then I made this one to match my coat. And it's also a cowl that I made for this. I'll do the cowl in another video. I'm being attacked, so I don't want y'all to hear me, to hear the other side of my Gemini, because she's a little vulgar. So I'm going to get off of here. Thank you for stopping by and kicking it with me. Thank you. And I hope that you learned how to do this, because it's really not that complicated. It's not as complicated as it looks, but you have to take your time with it. And I hope you make it fit and make a whole bunch of them. Sell them even, or give them out for Christmas gifts. Now, another thing I need to let you know about it is that it's thick, but it has air holes. So if you want to line it, get you like some satin and line it on the inside. So the lining in, up at the top and down at the bottom. If you want to put a pom-pom on it, you can do that too. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you once again for stopping by and kicking it with me. I appreciate you all. I love you. Peace.